Hey, Inspired Tribe. How's it going? It's Jean Nolan here. It's Kristin Nolan here. And welcome to the Live Inspired Livestream. Today is April 11th, 2020. It's also the Easter weekend and a lot of great energies around the planet today. And it's so wonderful to see you all. And we're going to start this just like we did last time and like we will continue to do with a beautiful little 5 minute collective meditation just to tune in. Thank you, Black Sky, again. She suggested this and it's a beautiful thing. Just going to wait for a few of you more to jump on. And then later on today, we're going to talk about a word with not so many letters, but it's a very big word. It's called the truth. What is it? Especially in these times, what does it mean? How do we find it? And what does it mean for our lives? Very, very big concept, but we're gonna go and feel our way into this beautiful word, the truth. So today, thank you. Sean says namaste. Namaste is such a beautiful way to greet each other. Um, in the most simplest form, I bow to you. In the more extensive form, the divinity in me greets the divinity in you. I am another you, and just a beautiful greeting. So, namaste to all of you, to our good friends from Scotland. Hello, Agni. Hey, Sean. Hey, Emma. Come stai? Tutto bene? Uh, and yeah, so let's tune in. What we're going to do today for this 5 minute meditation is a very, very simple concept. Is I will repeat this mantra and just breathe it in and breathe it out effortlessly. And the mantra is, I am not the body. I am not even the mind. Okay? So we breathe in, I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. And that's what we're going to do. So let me give you the mantra here so you can, I'm not the body. I'm not even the mind. Are you guys ready? Let's do this. So 5 minutes, let's tune together. Let's bring our attention to this beautiful live stream, beautiful co-creation. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. Welcome back. This was a beautiful, beautiful little calibration together. Thank you for all tuning in. I could feel your wonderful energies. And it's the best and most beautiful way to begin this. And what it means to say I'm not the body, I'm not even the mind, is to realize that in our highest form, we detach from all of these concepts, that we are this physical form, that we are our mind, our ability to think, that we are something much greater and something much grander, the eternal I am. And from this perspective, everything we talk about, everything we think about, all our intentions, all our wishes, all our dreams, all our desires, we now look at them from a much different perspective, in a more holistic way. And that's what it really is all about. That's when you tap into the power of who you really are. And that's where we can talk about this concept of truth from a grander perspective, which is the only way to really find what truth is. And I want to start with a question that was posted as a comment on one of our videos here on the channel. But let me first greet everyone who tuned in. Hola, Cecilia from Argentina. So beautiful to see you all here.
Maria from Croatia.
Oh, kako si Maria. Maria from Croatia. Beautiful. I would love how broad and how spread we all are across the planet. And Jane says, good evening. Hello, everyone. Hey from Iran. Beautiful. Thanks for tuning in. So let me read this question to you, and then let's explore this, because this is kind of the kickoff that I wanted to use for today. And so this was posted on one of our Abraham videos. So it's Phoenix says, I have been listening to Abraham for a few years. It all makes sense, but the question is, this world is very sick. Abraham, should we take the red pill or the green pill? And that's a reference to, for those of you who don't know, to the movie The Matrix, very, very powerful and famous movie from about 20 years ago, in which the concept was the green pill represents the illusion, the red pill represents the truth. And so the green pill, we smell the flowers and live in a la-la land. Be happy, create our happy reality. The red pill, we join the great awakening and know what's been happening on this planet. Is there a way to be awake and help in destroying this evil that's been in control of this planet? Want to take the red pill? Check out X22 And Q, I do agree that it's about love, not fear, but we must also wake up. So this was, to me, the question wasn't posed to us. It was posed to, I mean, it was a question for Abraham, but this, to me, this comment perfectly represented the spectrum of views and the spectrum of questions that is happening on this planet right now. And it reminded me of a guy that, very, very powerful, famous man that was very enlightened and, and awakened and brought beautiful love and healing to the people and empowered them through his teachings, and never ever bowed down to anything but the highest truth, and wasn't shy to talk to anyone, wasn't shy to speak to the poorest and the richest, and wasn't afraid of speaking up to the power in place in his time, and was never about violence. It was never about the fight. It was about the awakening to the true spirit of human beings. It was about the knowing of who we really are. And this man was Jesus Christ, who walked on this planet. And he wasn't afraid to speak the truth in times when the truth was fought with all the worldly weapons, and it was about to be, taken away from the people. And he spoke the truth, and even throughout the shark loans of his time out of the temple, and he was crucified a week later. And I'm not even looking at this in a religious way at all. It is about knowing that there is a concept throughout the universe that is knowing, that is being in the energy of truth, being in the energy of knowing, and of absolutely pure love, not fear. And when you're in pure love, then whatever information comes to you, whatever concept comes to you, you can transform fearful energies into loving energies. And at where we are as humanity right now is very interesting, because the human spirit is awakening at such a high velocity, and at the same time you will see this other side. And that's what this person talked about in the comment, is all the information that is coming to the surface about power structures on this planet, about who is in control. And if you are fearful when you hear stuff like this, if you're fearful, if you hear about secret conspiracies, if you are fearful, then look at that energy. What are you afraid of? Is it fear of death? Is it fear of not living? Because the only thing that would feel more scary than death is to never really live. And to really live is to be who you truly are. And then it's not about fighting any power. It's not about fighting any concepts. It's about awakening to your true, wonderful beingness that is so much grander than any conspiracy or plan could ever be. And then it's about standing in your truth. And when you stand in your truth, the interesting thing that happens, and this we can tell you this from experience, the interesting thing is that when you stand in your truth, that the so-called power doesn't have any power over you, because you are grander. You see, anyone who seeks to control others comes from a very low vibrational field. Anyone who seeks to spread fear comes from a very low vibrational field. When you raise your vibration to who you truly are, then there's no need for fear, because you are grander. You're grander than these concepts. And we have been living like that for many years now, where it is not about ever fighting anyone or anything. It is about being who we truly are. And then these things that should affect us in a human society really don't affect us, really don't even reach us. And it is about saying, speaking, and being who you are when you are confronted with a situation that for most people is scary. And once you do that for the first time, once you remain in your knowing and in your truth for the first time, you will never be able to go back to a fear mentality. You simply won't. It is who you truly are. And there was another wonderful man, and the reason, and this is this is going to change in the future. The reason why there's so many men in history that we talk about and not women is because the women that inspired those men and the women that brought so many beautiful concepts to those men were not talked about in history because it was a patriarchy. And this is changing. The planet is changing like that. So, but another great man that left his home country at a very young age and went to South Africa and became, if you will, the father of peace on this planet was Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma, it means the great soul. And his absolutely strong knowing of who he really was led to the liberation, the peaceful liberation of one of the biggest countries on the planet. That was India, and he liberated India from the British Empire, from the rule of the empire. And what happened is up until that point, it was only ever known for a country to fight another country to gain freedom from it. But this was not a fight. This was a revolution of the spirit. This was a revolution of the soul. This was a new awakening. And he reminded his fellow brothers and sisters what a great culture they were and how much wisdom they had and how they have simply forgotten about it. And so they were subservient to another power. But as soon as they understood who they were, it wasn't about fighting. It wasn't about bloody revolutions. It was about the peaceful knowing who they were and standing in their truth. That's the true power. That's how they liberated themselves. And that's how we are liberating ourselves, by being who we truly are, not by taking the weapons, the swords and the guns. And this is just a perpetuation of always the same. That's never the solution. It's never going to be the solution. It's the awakening of the spirit. And I will tell you this. We were part of political campaigns, and we have looked behind the curtain, and we have seen these power structures, and all they're built on is the illusion of power, and is the perception of power, and is the perpetuation of fear. Nothing powerful there whatsoever. And we'll tell you something. As long as you play in this game, you are not a threat. But the campaign that we were part of spoke about the revolution of the spirit. No violence, no guns, no protests. The revolution of the spirit, the awakening of the human soul. That's what these power structures are afraid of. And that's because as soon as you are who you are, none of that has any power over you and cannot have any power over you. And that is where I find the truth begins. The truth begins here, when you go on the inside, when you are who you truly are. And we have heard this. It started 20 years ago, where it was said that the world is going to end. It was at the turn of the millennium. And then we've heard it again some 8 years ago that the world is going to end, and that was 2012 with the Mayan calendar. But really, people expected for the planet to end, but it was the world, this illusion of power structures, this illusion of, how we were taught that we should live with each other, how we should create. This is crumbling, and that's a good thing. That's a wonderful thing. The human spirit is awakening. It's about co-creation. It's about finding each other again. It's about living in harmony with the planet again. It's about nature. It's about being connected like we are today. It's about coming together and living our true internal power, who we really are, not the body, not the mind, the grander part of us. That should be our leader. The grander part of us should be our leader. The grander part of us should be our leader. And when a leader is there to empower you, to inspire you, to uplift you, that's a leader. That's a leader. If a leader is there to tell you they know better for you, they know best for you, that's not a leader. That's a ruler. That's a whole different thing. And your highest self is your best leader. It will always lead you to the best decision. It would always lead you to your grandest possibility. It will always lead you to the highest possible unfolding potential for you. That's what true leadership is, and we all have that. We all have that connection. And when you are coming from this place, from the grander I am, from I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, from this grander place, then what could scare you? You're an eternal being. What could scare you? You are an eternal being. What could scare you? And as parents, as having 3 children, we made consciously this decision that if we wanted to, and if we desired to accompany 3 wonderful children and see them grow and see them make their impact on their world, on this planet, then we had to be who we truly are, because that was the only way they could see who they truly were. That's the only way to go. You cannot bow down to fear. You cannot base your decisions on being scared. You cannot base your decision on being afraid of consequences. That's not how this works. You find your true power, and the decisions you're making are going to empower you, are going to bring you to the place where you desire to be in life, are going to bring you to fulfillment. That's what this is. That's what this whole journey is about. The unfolding, the peeling of the onion, and until you get to the core of who you really are. That's empowerment. And if you live that, the people around you, they will look at the light that you are, the light that you shine. You are the beacon then. And what they do is they fall into that energy eventually. They find their own little light, and then they grow that light, and the light becomes bigger. That's the truth. That's the truth. The truth, you can't find the truth in as many books as you want to read, and as many movies and documentaries as you want to watch. You will always be inspired to dig deeper. Yes, and there's great stuff out there that inspires you to dig deeper, but the truth you only find here. You only find here. There's never been a more powerful moment than going within in a wonderful meditation, being in nature, and feeling the whole power of the universe within me. There's never been a greater revelation. When I'm in that state, I have no questions. There's only answers in the ever, in a steady flow, always coming to me. That is the truth to me, and that's what I encourage you to do, to go into that place within you and expand that truth, and you will see that nothing can scare you anymore, because you know who you truly are. And that's when such beautiful things as the giant awakens. I've heard this line, someone said it and wrote a book, The Giant Awakens. That's when the giant within you awakens. That's when it becomes so easy to live, and it becomes so wonderful to live. And that's when you are a giving soul. And that's when you're in this exchange of love and kindness on this planet. That's the truth to me. So, to go back to this question, a red pill or the green pill? It's both. You can have both. You are the creator of your own reality. And by knowing, by understanding, by feeling more than anything, you create your own reality. By knowing what you don't want, you find out so easily what you do want. And that's what you create. That's it. That to me is the answer to that question. So let me see what you guys are saying. I just see the comments popping up, but yes, someone said, love Wayne Dyer. Same here. Hey, Drew, how's it going? In Philly right now. Oh, I love the energy of your comments. And I think, what are we laughing about?
Emma said, great speech. I forgot to breathe there for a moment. Truly inspiring.
Mille grazie, Emma. I would like to invite Kristin in because she had a great idea.
What was the great idea?
That you told me this morning.
I told you a lot of things this morning.
So, you remember when we played this game where...
Hey, Inspired Tribe, how are you today?
Where we played this game where you were coming up with all these beautiful adjectives that describe you. And today we'd like to... Kristin had this wonderful idea. Today we'd like to do something a little different. So, who wants to step forward And
Hello, Agni.
who wants to step forward and do a little game with us? So that's going to be one of you today. This is going to be really, really cool. Christine had a wonderful idea. But who wants to be the one in the center of the circle?
Oh, you're talking about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love this.
Okay.
Oh, it's quiet. Just step forward. Someone here wants
They
to...
are shy. Oh, Anna, thank you so much. Hello, Emma.
Kelly says too shy. Drew says use me if you would like. Well,
we take you up on that offer.
Okay. Agnes says she can do it. Carla says she can do it. Okay, let's you want to start with Drew?
Yes. let's start
Okay.
with Drew.
Okay. So what we're going to do, and here's the thing.
We will me.
Not me. Well, that's an invitation actually. But Drew, okay, here's what we're going to do. Christine had this wonderful idea. So we're going to take Drew and bring him to the center of the circle. And then what we want you to do is to close your eyes for a moment and align with Drew's energy, and then find words that come to you that describe Drew. Okay, find adjectives. Now, I know I don't have to tell you this. This is an upliftment.
Yeah.
So, but I don't have to tell you this. I know
Or
there's
if
nothing.
you have the feeling that you can feel what his purpose is, or his biggest talent is, or
Yes.
whatever, something that you get when you connect with his energy.
And then simply write it in the
Comments.
comment section.
Oh, funny, cool, thoughtful,
Enthusiasm.
fun, kind,
Kind,
friendly.
friendly. Stands on his word.
Radiant,
Inspired,
inspired, connected.
Personable, light worker, fun, loving, teacher, playful, friendly, funny, vivacious.
Peace, open.
Articulated, determined, purposeful. Wise. That's beautiful, you guys.
Yes.
Water, I think of water. Yeah, Kenna said, if you knew my story, I'm not sure if people would believe. So that's what she gets from Drew's energy, I assume. Travel, joyful, soft.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful, lovely, strong. Oh, we have some beautiful words here. So, what I'm feeling when I think of Drew is connected,
Passionate,
aligned,
balanced, and powerful.
I get this image that sometimes, that's the image that I get. Sometimes Drew's thoughts and mind, and his mind and his thoughts almost seem to be too big for the confinement of the human body and the human mind. So your thoughts transcend, and your concepts transcend your human body and your mind. That's what I get from Drew. Very big, beautiful, wonderful concepts that sometimes don't even, it's hard to find the words for how big you can think and feel. That's what I get from Drew. Still thinking of water and soft, easy flow. That's beautiful. Thank you all so much. How does it feel to you, Drew? I know you didn't know. You were just stepping forward what was happening here.
We were using you.
Yes. It's a soul that likes to connect people together. Most definitely, I feel the same. And it's
Rainbow, that's beautiful too.
well, we appreciate all of your concepts and words that you found for Drew. How beautiful! And we would like to make this.
Well, I feel like I have a lot of Scorpio and love the water.
We would like to do this every day with someone. Put them in the center of the circle.
Yeah, maybe someone who does not feel this good on this particular day or needs some uplifting or would like to be the center of attention.
And this is such a wonderful reminder because number one, it's how easily we can connect with each other if we just have the intention. How we can feel each other, and also to this is basically I think what's happening is your inner being is sending out these thoughts to the people and they're mirroring them back to you. But it's so uplifting to hear them sometimes from others. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful. So, did this help you a little bit to come back into alignment, Drew?
I'm not too shy anymore.
There you go, Rosie. Hey, Black Sky, how are you doing? If you're just tuning in, we had a wonderful meditation, but you can go back later and redo it with us. Thanks again for your wonderful idea. Great. Drew says he's coming back into alignment. That's wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, this was I also wanted to say something more because it's the Easter weekend, and in the Christian religion, it's the resurrection, and a lot of, more than ever these days there's talk about the second coming, the return of Jesus. And how about this? How about what we're really talking about here is not a physical person. What we're really talking about here is consciousness. It's the Christ consciousness. And the Christ consciousness awakening within you. Isn't that the second coming? Isn't that the resurrection? It awakens within you. And if you look at it in that way, it's an analogy, it's a symbol. And not just today, not just tomorrow, but as in general, we are awakening to this true power that we are. And that to me is the Christ consciousness. That to me means that if you will, not religiously speaking, but the return of the Christ consciousness within all of us, not one person that is someone on the outside. It's in here, all of us. That's the power of this symbolic resurrection for me. That's the wonderful feeling, Black Sky. She says, I can feel myself growing. I love this feeling. So that is going to be our mantra for the Easter awakening, for the Easter weekend, the awakening of the Christ consciousness within us, the unfolding, the allowing, and of love and light and beautiful shared co-creation here. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to see here. For any people who are watching who believe in the concept of fear to impose it on others, nothing to see here. We're not afraid. We're just love, enjoying this ride, creating something beautiful, something new, and moving forward as co-creators on the leading edge. All right, you guys. Do we have... Oh, thank you so much, Drew. That's wonderful.
I'm perplexed and amazed.
Well, Drew says, I'm perplexed and amazed. My thoughts are big, but the universe is way bigger. How about you are the universe in ecstatic motion? How about this? If we don't have any questions for Yusi today, then we will go out and work in our garden bed.
Are we going to do a live stream tomorrow?
Monday. We will be back on Monday, 2 p.m. Central Standard. And thank you for all of your wonderful comments. Thank you for putting Drew in the center of the circle. And For those of you who asked, who send us emails, and we want to say thank you for your wonderful encouragement. And for those of you who asked, said, how can we support this channel? There's a number of ways. Of course, we have this beautiful merch store that Kristin creates and puts all of her love in and creates so wonderfully. I so enjoy watching her.
Oh, thank you. You're sweet.
Then we have, of course, if you have deeper questions, want to go in a deeper conversation with you, you can book a one-on-one session, send us an email. It's right down in the description. And then if you just want to contribute, there's a PayPal link down there. So there's a number of ways. And if you feel inspired, then there's great appreciation here for you. And other than that, we're wishing you a wonderful, wonderful and inspired
And amazing.
and loving
And divine.
rest of your day. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.